Okay, so we are Team Fragile, and this is our Iteration 2 presentation for our product Plant Pro. And so we'll be going over what we planned for this iteration and our progress so far. So I'm John Murray, the project manager.
I'm Dini, I'm a developer.
I'm JD. I'm the technical manager.
Uh, I'm Yufan. I'm the developer slash tester.
Yeah, I'm Zhao Guo. I'm developer and documentation.
And so going on to our second slide, our Iteration 2, this is our Iteration 2 task board we did on Trello. And so we do have less tasks than we did for Iteration 1, but each task is like substantial compared to the last iteration. And in fact, and also, as you can see, even though we're already a week into the iteration, we're already pretty far into our task board. And so most of our stuff is already in the done category. And next slide shows our burn down of this. And so on the left, you can see the iteration 1 burn down. And I like how in this, it shows how we were kind of due dates reactive, I guess you could say. And so each time we would go down would be right before about a presentation. And we were always kind of lagging behind until the very end. And our velocity was about 0.55. But for this iteration, on the right, you can see the iteration 2 burn down. Our velocity is about 0.8. And we're always, since the start, our user, we're ahead because we got like the user logins and all of the tasks done ahead of time than what we originally thought it would take us. And so right now we're on a good track to finish either on time or before. And we actually had to add a few extra tasks to make sure that we have work to keep on going for this iteration. And so next up, our technical manager, JD, will be showing the progress that we've made on this.
Hey, I'm JD. I already introduced myself. I'm the technical manager. And so I'm going to be going over where we are now in the project. So here is a screenshot of what we have right now. We decided to switch to Laravel as a framework for this project, mostly because we were doing raw PHP before. And so you basically have to reinvent the wheel for everything. And so I think it's better to use an established framework where we already have the capability for unit testing. We already have security. We don't really have to worry about a lot of the minutia that where we're just repeating what somebody else has done before. And so if you go to the next slide, you'll see some more of the stuff we have. There's an example plant submission. It's designed kind of like a Reddit post. Obviously, we still need to do some style on that to make it a little bit more user friendly. But you can see that there's an upvote icon right there. And so you can choose to upvote a plant, and that plant will be listed higher, or sorry, a plant submission, and that plant submission will be listed higher to users. So content that is enjoyed by other users will have priority over other content. And then we also have an example plant page up there. You can see you have the option to delete a plant if you're the person who owns the plant. And there's our home page. I'm going to go ahead and show the demo right here. So I have this running on a virtual machine on my computer, and here's the live version of the website. You can see there's a plant listing. You can delete the plant. Here's a plant submission with an interesting title. You can upvote, you can downvote, but you have to be logged in. Here, I'll log in, demonstrate that. And look, I upvoted it, so it's black. I downvote it, not black anymore. Upvote it, it's black again. And so more and more people could upvote that, and it would be listed higher and higher. And I can go ahead and sign out. And then I'm going to hand it off to Yufan. He's going to talk about our testing approach for this project.
So this is Yufan. I'm the developer slash tester. And for this testing, for the iteration 1 testing, we created 2 tests of our procedures. So the first one, there's a on this image, the first one is to create, read, update, and delete plant submission. And it worked. Then the second one is the create, read, update, delete plants because we have different tables with plant submission and plants. And here's the two main tables we have in our database, and we also have the login tested, but it's not on the image right now. And so for for interesting bug we discovered, at first we found that the plant cannot be deleted without deleting all plant submissions, and so we fixed it pretty quick. And the other thing is, we think testings are useful because without plant would soft delete it by default. But there's something we had to change it in Laravel. Laravel is a new system, so we all need to get on it and try to work on it to later on. But we are pretty on track right now, and we're going to do more updates later on in Laravel. So I'm gonna pass this to Zhao Wei, and he's gonna introduce what will be finished and the TDD part.
Okay, this is Zhao Wei, and I will introduce what will be finished right now. So since we are in the good direction, and what we are doing in the coming week is the user can comment on plan submission, and the user can, JD will do for that, and Danny and John will do for the user can upload images for plan submission. Me and Yufan will respond for the style in the website and CSS, JavaScript, something like that. And after that, only one left in the to-do list is the user can reply to comments on plan submission. And then I will introduce the TDD, test-driven development. And since we learned this last week, maybe 2 weeks, we will write the test before code using PHP unit framework, and we will write simple code to get the test pass, to get the test works compiled. Yeah, and we will write each line of code specifically as a response to test. So it's a test-driven development. So we need test code and repeat everything, and then we'll write the test for the common class, and hopefully it will pass every test. And since we're write each code response to a test, yeah, I think hopefully it will pass every test. And then Danny will introduce something about the build script.
Yeah. So what we were thinking for our plan for the build scripts was we could make one that would automatically set up the process for new developers, because as we all discovered, it was a bit difficult to set up Laravel and Homestead, which is our virtual machine. So some plan script features that we could do were automatically create a MySQL database for the website, automatically run migrates to create the MySQL schema, and automatically install all required PHP scripts using Composer. So one thing that we also were playing around with was we could probably provide a virtual machine image with the site already running, maybe, so that you wouldn't have to go through all the hard process of connecting things, and the virtual machine would already just have the site on it. And for the next slide, I'll talk about what we're doing for version control, which is GitHub. I'm using since it was open source repository. And originally we had a GitHub for our previous version of the project, which was more HTML, but as JD said, since we switched over to Laravel and PHP, we created a whole new one. And so as a distributed control system, the GitHub we all have, each copy of the library can be used like independently. So what we did was we would each clone the repository from the GitHub onto our virtual machines, so we could get our website to run on each of our computers. And that's all. Thank you. And if you have any feedback, we would love to hear it so we can make our project better.
Awesome. Thank you.